Hi guys, I'm back again today with another reaction video, and today we're checking out how the US ruined bread. How did they ruin bread? Well, we'll find out. Well, before we start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's see. I didn't think anybody could ruin bread.
Love bread.
Same.
There is so much good bread in France.
And although man doth not live by bread alone, without it the meal seems incomplete.
I can live by
On
bread
every
alone.
corner, there is a bakery that is pumping out delicious,
As long as
fresh,
there's variety.
well-made bread.
It's so fresh.
This is not easily available to me, and I want to know why. Why is it that the bread that I can get easily looks very, very different? Why is it that the US sucks at making bread? In fact, let me just show
Good bread that we get here is obviously when you go to like the so-called foreign places, right? Of course, local bread. There's some local bread that are good, but obviously there's a lot of sugar and stuff like that. But when you want those other breads, it's like very rare to find them, or they're more expensive, obviously. So, and I don't even know if it's as authentic as they market it, because this is like French baker, or they will say Swiss baker and all those foreign names, but I'm not even sure if it's authentic. That's a problem. But let's continue.
show you what that looks like.
Okay, wait, it's 12 hours earlier, still back in the US. I'm actually at a grocery store right now. This is how a lot of us Americans get our bread.
True, if it is like loaf bread,
My
yeah.
favorite part is when they make this plastic look like it's steaming. It's just like
Oh,
foggy
they did?
plastic to be like,
We don't have
this
those.
was just baked right now.
Oh,
It's
you
like, no,
wish.
this was actually
Like,
baked like
a month
3 weeks
ago.
ago in a factory in like Connecticut.
It's even made with real butter.
Oh, sure.
Buy Wonder Bread. You'll be glad you did.
The reason I'm purchasing this bread is because I want to bring it with me to France.
What?
Just to like have an example lesson.
Or
and I may use it as a
maybe-
pillow because it's literally as soft as a Nova foam pillow.
Or maybe you can let French
Some of this
people
bag
try
bread is made
it.
with ingredients that
And
are
let's see
literally
their reaction.
illegal in the EU. Back to France, let's do
Maybe
it.
France.
More American than Wonder Bread.
I want to try Wonder Bread now, just to compare.
I'm going to
Damn, it made it all the way to France. Good on customs. Maybe the customs are like, yeah, take it. We don't need it here.
In case you're wondering,
And France
yes,
probably
any
judged
video
him.
from Paris must include music like this. Nice, gentle cafe accordion music. There's my composer Tom making it right now.
It's pretty cool.
It's just so good. Okay, so yeah, we know that France is good at bread and the US sucks at it. Is this just another video where I shit on the USA for being terrible at certain things? Yes, it is.
Sorry,
That's
USA.
exactly what it is. But hear me out. I actually have something to say here. I believe that bread is a really important symbol for a bigger cultural phenomenon in the US. And that's what I want to talk about today. Where industrialized bread came from, why it exists, and how some people are trying to change it. I'll get to that explanation, but first I'm going to go into that bakery over there and buy myself a large ball of butter and flour stuffed with chocolate. Oh, and Tom, can you throw in a beat to this accordion music, please?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Any questions?
Yes. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Croissant. Oh, I think if I go to like France, I'm going to be breaded. Like,
Pause.
I will come back.
My job is to make videos for
like
you. And the reason I'm able to
croissant.
do that is because there are brands that support this channel. This
I will
video in
literally
particular
eat
is
bread
sponsored by
every day,
BetterHelp.
like,
And I'm grateful for that because
don't
I deeply
even-
support what they're trying to do. BetterHelp is online virtual therapy. I've been going to therapy for several years.
BetterHelp?
It has changed my life, but I'm very aware that it's not easy to find a therapist the traditional way. With BetterHelp, technology helps fix some of this. You fill out a survey and then BetterHelp assesses your needs
Oh,
and it matches you
interesting.
with someone in their massive network of over 20,000 licensed therapists. And then you start communicating with them like in as little as 48 hours.
Oh, wow.
You can do a video call, you can do just a phone call, or you could even just do a
My
live
anxiety will
text.
not
If your
allow me
therapist isn't
to
a good fit,
call or
you can easily
text-
change
video call
for
anyone.
free. And it eventually helps you
cannot
find
go-
the right
especially
fit.
strangers.
Therapy is a way to improve
No,
your
thank
mental
you.
health, something that we all need. This is why over 2 million people are on BetterHelp. This isn't a self-help thing. This isn't like a crisis line. It is legitimate,
like text,
real therapy done securely
yeah, we
on the
can
internet.
do that.
If you want to try this out at a discount, you can. There's a link in my description. It's betterhelp.com/JohnnyHarris. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Therapy has changed my life. It could change yours. Go check out BetterHelp. And thank you, BetterHelp, for supporting this channel and the journalism that I do. Let's dive back into the video. Okay, so why bread? There's a million other things I could talk about that are better
Why
in other
not
parts of the
bread?
world. But it turns out that bread is the most important prepared food that humans have ever made, and therefore it is worth talking about. So let me explain in under a minute the overview of the tens of thousands of years of history of bread and its chemistry and why it's so important. Don't think I can do it in under a minute? Check this out. 12,000 years ago, humans realized that
It's fast.
they could plant this grass instead of just foraging for it. This grass was called wheat, and when it was ground up with a stone, it made this powder that, if you put water with it, creates this stretchy, goopy thing that has a bunch of sugar from the flour that's been released. Oh look, all the bacteria in the air love this sugary goop. Nice. And they descend to feast on it, burping out gas as they eat. Whoa, the gas can't float up into the air because it's getting trapped in this stretchy ball of goop, like a balloon, like a pillow, like magic. Magic. All this feasting and burping is making it rise and turn into a pillowy thing that is way bigger than it was. Put this blob next to some fire, and all of the little bubbles that were just created turn hard. Wait, all of this can happen because of this one grass? Yes. Cool, let's plant a lot more of this grass and build all of human civilization off of it, said humans. So that is
That
bread,
was a very
like
fast
the
one,
oldest
but I
and
love
most
it.
important prepared food item that humans have ever invented. Eventually,
Yay,
humans got really
human.
good at doing this bread, flour, water, yeast thing, and especially here in France,
Why?
they took it really seriously
Yeah.
and have created a whole culture around making bread delicious.
I'm getting like
and amazing.
goosebumps just
And you
looking
can
at
see
the
that
bread.
they've continued that culture
Look at
today
this
just by the
beautiful-
number of bakeries that exist in this city. There are 30,000 independent bakeries in France. Compare that to the 3,000 that are in the United
Oh.
States. And then remember that the US has like a much larger
Yeah, that's
population.
what I was like,
and if you do all
whoa,
the math,
that's sad.
you see that France has 50 times more bakeries per capita than the United
So
States.
every step you
50
take,
times. I mean,
bakery.
that is such a clear
Bakery.
indication of how much they value good bread
Oh.
that is baked a certain way.
If I go to immigration, reason for going to France,
Yes.
bread,
94%
like,
of
duh.
Parisians live less than 5 minutes away from a bakery.
That's what I said.
And
That's
that shows
Why
you
do I know this?
they care.
Oh, I
They
know
care. It's like
them.
you
Because
hear
I
stuff
used to
like
watch
that,
their
it's like,
content.
this
They
is
always
the
go
bread.
to like
Yeah.
And the
different
culture
countries and
of
eat.
eating is just as much
I remember.
important here as how like the ingredients are sourced and prepared and whatnot.
Yeah.
People don't eat while rushing towards their next meeting or whatever. Like it's very much no, you sit down, you make it a thing. It's just a part of the way of life here.
Yeah.
I think it's been like 2 years I haven't watched them.
People come into the
Oh, this is
boulangeries
good.
almost
Catch
on a
up.
daily basis, and they check in with each other. It's like, hey, how you doing? You know, I'm doing great. This is what's
Happy
happening.
to see it.
Why? That is the question. Why are these bread cultures so different?
I don't
and the
know.
answer
Can we have that?
comes down to what America was founded on. I mean, a reminder that America is a country founded by a bunch of people who left their country to go make a new life, to do things differently, to do things more individualistically. And the way that expressed itself for a really long time was mechanization, industrialization. And to be clear, in the history, Britain was as much to blame for all of this mechanizing of bread as America was.
That's insulting.
But anyway, we're talking about the USA for a little bit. So by the 1920s, you had this machine that was invented, an automatic bread slicer. Hello, convenience, innovation, America. No more serrated knife versus a tough,
Is there
crusty
a
loaf.
video that we can watch that
Now
like
the machine will do it
makes
for you.
America look
This is the
good?
greatest thing since
Because
sliced bread.
we keep
Oh, so that's where we're
making
at.
them look
This is
bad.
the greatest thing, says America. And Europe was like, wait, yeah, we like machines too, but like not for bread. Slice this bread and you make your bread spoil faster. We don't need a machine for sliced bread. But the automatic slicer was just the beginning for America.
No, I'm just getting warmed up.
Now that we have sliced bread that, yes, spoils faster, let's make it, I don't know, not spoil as fast. One way to do this
put
is
a
to
lot
take
of
the part of the wheat berry
chemicals.
that has oils in it, the husk and the bran, and get rid of it.
Oh.
focus on the big carb-loaded berry in the middle. But there had to be a more industrial solution to make the bread last longer, to be whiter, to be softer. And it's the 1950s, and Europe is like, whoa, dude, America, chill out. Like, bread is just bread. We've been doing this for literally tens of thousands of years. Let's just like stick to the program. And America's like, no. So America starts adding all of this stuff to their bread, bleaches and dough conditioners, and suddenly they're putting their bread into controlled chambers so that it will be hot enough to rise faster. And they're putting preservatives in so that their bread can now sit on a shelf for not just 1 or 2 days like it should, but 4 days, 5 days, 6 days, a whole week, and it's still soft. It is still white. It is still spongy and delicious. But it now has 15 ingredients instead of 3. And it's cheap and convenient and stable, and America is loving this, and Europe is like, whoa. You took this way too far. This is not bread anymore. And indeed, I would argue that this is not bread anymore. This is a bread-like substance. It's a different product made from a different process, and yet we use the same word for it. If you want to know more about what's inside of this kind of bread, I was actually here making this video when I stumbled upon a video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Adam Rukaiya. That's like a deep dive into all of the ingredients in this kind of industrial bread. Definitely go check it out. Some bread in the US has taken it so far that they will put in additives that keep it spongy and soft, or that keep it really white, even though these additives are known to like cause cancer and inflame asthma and do all of these terrible things. Many of these additives that are legal to be put in American bread are literally illegal in Europe and many other countries. Azodicarbonamide is one of them. This is a whitening agent. But you know what? This product, ADA, also helps other things stay softer, like yoga mats. ADA is in yoga mats to make them spongy and soft.
So what is it doing to our
in the EU and many other
insides,
countries?
making
Our obsession with convenience, cheapness, softness, shelf life has led us down a really dangerous path, and yet we're totally okay with it somehow. This is why I think bread is a useful symbol for broader American culture. It shows us how far we're willing to go to prioritize things like cheapness and convenience over tried and true methods that have been baked into culture.
Of course, industrialized bread exists here as well. It doesn't have some of the carcinogenic ingredients that are not allowed in the EU, but it still has all of the dough conditioners, bleaches, still artificially risen.
I like going to French baker, the store, bakery, whatever, because they have like the healthy option breads. So I like that. And they put the ingredients there. So they'll just put like 4 or 5 ingredients, and you don't see all those. I hope it's true though. That's the only thing. But I think so. Because they're like really amazing. So far nobody has complained about them, so that's good. And they always make like very quality bread. So that's where I go to, and I get my 100% grain something. Like that's the only bread I can
all of
eat.
that. The difference is that it is rare. It is much more rare here. What is much more common is the ability to go to your local bakery and get bread that only has
have a loaf bread,
a few ingredients. And it's the ingredients that humans have been using for tens of thousands of years to make this staple food.
Because I can't have
the feeling
white
that I generally
bread.
have is that this is how it should be. And then when I go elsewhere and you have other kinds of bread that last kind of bizarre amounts of time, you know, you're like, this is not really how it should be. You get calibrated to kind of this new standard here, and it kind of ruins you.
Turns out Paris is low-key one of the most bikeable cities I've ever been in, but it used to not be.
Oh, you don't know?
Last time I was here, it was not
Netherlands.
I smell some urban design policy changes afoot here. Someone tried to change this in the US a few years ago. A company called Panera.
What could be better than a visit to Panera Bread?
Tried to bring like European bread culture to the United
Panera.
States. And they did. They had high quality, delicious bread. But what happens next is potentially the best metaphor for America.
Hello, I like money.
They got a business loan so they could expand. And then they got investors.
Money's the root of
and
all
they started
evil.
to expand and scale. And then they were purchased in a massive merger. And now they're planning to go public. on the public stock exchanges. Like, they just became a massive corporation who does not focus on making quality artisan bread. Instead, they're now just a machine pumping out bread that kind of looks and feels
That's the
like European
problem. They
bread, but is
just
now
want
done
money,
in a uniform,
money,
mass-produced,
money.
industrialized
You
process.
can still
all
have
in
money, but make sure that you're feeding quality and healthy products. You can still make money, and it's going to be righteous as well. It's not like you're killing a billion population. Uh, Money is definitely the root of all evil. Whoever said that, you're real, because we sell out because we see a lot of ching ching. Yes, we need to pay our bills. Yes, we need to buy the new model of Lamborghini. But relax. Okay, there's a mosquito. That's why I stopped. I have a phobia since I
the
got
name
dengue
of
like 20
scale and
times.
profit.
Wow, they have
Where
it.
do you go?
Canned bread.
So the
Canned
question is,
bread?
why does this matter? Like, am I just being
Nobody
a snob
eats
who's
bread
like,
in a can. If you
traditional
do,
bread is
you
better and
are
therefore
a
everyone
sinful
should have
human
it and I
being.
hate America?
That was snobby. You're a snob.
No, I'm not.
Kind of, yeah. But also, it actually makes a difference in how it goes into your body. The beauty of bread always was that you could put this goop out in the air and bacteria would come down and start to feast on it and kind of start the digestion process. That is what natural fermentation does, is it starts to break down the wheat and make it ready to go into your body. The way that we make bread in America doesn't really leave time for this. We use heat and chemicals to speed this process up, to make it rise faster, to make it rise bigger in an artificial, synthetic way. And so you're actually getting a much inferior product to what original bread making
Maybe
looks
that's
like
why we
and what
get
it produces.
sick fast also,
Yes,
because
it
we
lasts
don't have
longer.
those like
yes,
natural
it tastes like
bacteria
chewy, pillowy, sugary heaven,
that
but it's
help
not
us.
bread the way that humans have been eating it for tens of thousands of years. Convenience, scale, independence, that is what we love in America. We love shelf life. We love industrialized efficiency. And to me, yeah, all that stuff is super great because it means we get to live these wonderful, prosperous, convenient lives. But I think we lose something really big when we focus on those as the priorities.
It's like, yes, we want to make like things convenient for us because we don't want to waste our time, whatever. But actually, you're losing life because you're digesting all this and it's all bad for your body and you're actually killing yourself in the process. So you're losing even more life or more time, because instead of you living till like 100, you're gonna live until 50 because you freaking ate to death. Sorry.
As opposed to quality and community and culture. Last thing I'll say here is that this is slowly changing. You have a movement in the US of people making some of the best bread in the world using the most traditional methods and ingredients. In these big cities, you have amazing bakeries doing bread that is on par with anything you could get in Europe. And that kind of blows my mind. The problem is, and my critique is that that is still so rare and specialty and really only available to people who live in big urban areas.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the rest of us, the most accessible bread to us is this industrial, mass-produced garbage.
Belongs in the trash!
And that is enough to make me pretty frustrated.
The French try. I wanted to hear what the thought of Wonder Bread. Is it wonderful or wonderfully trash? I don't know. I will try it if I get my hands on it. If we do step into the land of freedom, we will try the Wonder Bread and the Twinkies and all the bad, beautiful food that we shouldn't try, but we will try for once in our life, so we know that we tried it. We probably will fall in love with it, but we can't eat it all the time. So one day, and then definitely if I do go to France, oh, trust me, baby, trust me, I am eating bread from day one till the day I stay there. Like if I'm staying there for like 2 weeks, I'm eating bread from day one until like the 14th day, right? I'm not even touching rice ever. Probably a little bit of potato and some other stuff. I can do escargot. I don't mind. Frog, probably not. Okay, it's not my vibe. I've tried it already. It's not my vibe. But yeah, bread is amazing. It's beautiful. We should stop ruining it, right? But this has been an amazing watch. I want to watch their channel again. Like I used to watch them all the time before. During quarantine, I watched them a lot. They were like my savior because I couldn't go out and like travel and also eat outside. So this is like, eating bread whilst watching them. But I've never watched this because it's more recent, and also I've stopped watching them like after quarantine. I stopped watching them. So 2021 or 2022, I didn't watch them. But anyways, thank you for this recommendation. There's one more video, and I'll see you there. Bye.